What did you do? Why is he here? Please tell me what to do. The woods are watching us. They're getting closer. I can feel them getting closer. It's getting closer. Oh, my God! He's coming. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I'm your host, and tonight we have a very special treat for you all in the form of a brand new found footage horror film that was made by the amazingly talented writer, director, editor, and star Riley Smith, who is also the person behind the channel that you should be subscribed to right now if you aren't already. But let's not waste any more time. Let's just get straight into it. And let's start this story from the beginning. With the blood moon rising, a man named David walks through the woods carrying his girlfriend Amy on his back. She is unconscious. He stops at some stairs that lead up to a cabin. He knocks on the door, and when someone opens it, he asks for help. He tells them that his girlfriend got hurt and she needs medical attention fast. He then passes her off to the people inside, and they take her in while David stays outside with the horse. Moments later, one of the men comes out to tell David that they've done all that they can for his girlfriend and that she is going to die. David is distraught, and the man tells him that sometimes there's nothing you can do. Later on, David gets a fire started outside, and he begins to mourn the loss of his girlfriend. We don't see his face, but we hear him crying as he sits there. Someone takes a photo of him with a flash, making him jump. When he turns around, he sees a group of kids pointing at him with their phones. He tells them to fuck off before heading back to his car to the drive home. As he's driving, he looks over and notices something strange moving in the trees along the road. He continues driving, though, and doesn't think much of it. The next morning, David wakes up in his bed and he finds that he has a terrible case of hiccups. He goes to the bathroom and splashes water on his face. He looks in the mirror and sees that there's blood all over his hands. He must have cut himself shaving without realizing it. His hiccups continue, though, so he decides to go to work. At work, his boss reprimands him for being late. David apologizes, but his boss isn't having it. He tells David to get out before he's fired. David does as he's told and heads outside. As he walks away, we see that his boss is staring at him creepily. Outside, David keeps having the same thoughts on repeat, and he keeps seeing flashes of his girlfriend dying. Then he starts hearing whispering voices. He looks around to try to find the source, but nobody is there. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake violently, and he falls to his knees. A voice whispers in his ear again, and this time he hears it say, "It's happening again." David freaks out and runs around town, still hearing the whispering voices, until he comes across a hospital where he collapses on the steps. David wakes up inside the hospital, and a nurse checks his vitals. He tells her that he's fine. In fact, he tells her that he thinks he's dying. She tells him that he could have at least broken his fall by putting his hands down instead of hitting his head on the concrete. She then tells him that he's free to go. David gets up and leaves. He goes to a store and buys some cough drops to try to stop his hiccups. While he's walking through the store, he keeps seeing visions of his girlfriend dying. He goes to a pharmacy, and the pharmacist gives him medicine for his hiccups. David takes the medicine and soon feels better. He goes back to the store to return the cough drops, but the pharmacist tells him that he can keep them. David thanks him and leaves. As he's walking home, he passes a church and he decides to walk inside. The priest speaks to him, and David tells him about the visions that he's been having. The priest tells him that it is all in his head and that he just needs to move on. David tells him that he can't because he feels like his girlfriend is still with him, but she's just a ghost. The priest tells him that he has to let her go and that she wants him to be happy. David thanks the priest for the advice, and he tells him that he will try to listen to what he said. After leaving the church, David makes a full recovery, and his hiccups go away. He's sitting on a bench thinking about what the priest said, when suddenly his girlfriend appears. She tells him that he never should have left her, but he tells her that he had to. He then tells her that he wants to move on, just like the priest said, but she won't allow it. She tells him that he promised to take care of her forever. Then she says, "I'll make you an offer you can't refuse," and she disappears. David doesn't see her again until that night when he's sleeping in his bed. She sits on the edge and tells him that he didn't finish what he started. David tells her that he doesn't know what she's talking about. She gets up and walks away. When he wakes up the next morning, he finds a bloodied meat cleaver on his pillow. He immediately calls the police to report it. An officer arrives and investigates, but he doesn't find any signs of forced entry or anything else out of the ordinary. The officer tells David that he probably had a nightmare and that he must have brought the meat cleaver with him from work. David doesn't believe that. He knows that his girlfriend is trying to kill him. Suddenly, he remembers the priest telling him to let her go. So David runs to the bathroom to look in the mirror. The meat cleaver flies out of nowhere and hits him in the neck, killing him instantly. His girlfriend then walks out of the bathroom with a crazed smile on her face. She walks over to the meat cleaver and picks it up. She then turns to the camera and growls, "Don't look away," before slashing the screen. And now we have some bonus footage for you all to enjoy. It's a blooper reel. Now I'd like to know from you guys, what did you think about the film? What did you think about the ending? Also, please make sure to subscribe to Riley's channel and follow them on social media. I want to give a huge thank you to them for giving us something so amazing to watch and for supporting the channel. And with that said, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to support the channel, check out our support page. But with all that said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.